How many of you ever worried about things that may not happen or feel worried and tense all day long without any real reason? Yeah, well, everyone gets worried sometimes, but if your worries are constant and it gets in the way, if your worries are constant and it makes it impossible to stay relaxed, then you may have what is called generalized anxiety disorder, also known as GAD. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, GED is characterized as persistent and excessive worry about a number of things. GED affects 6.8 million adults and or 3.1% of the U.S. population within a year. GED is mentally and physically exhausting to those who have this type of disorder, and women tend to be twice more likely to be affected. I have to admit that at times I find myself worrying about the smallest things as something someone said, what to wear, homework we have finished, exam, just everything in general. And it makes it a challenge for me to stay focused and just leaves me very uncomfortable throughout the day. So although GED may drain your body and interfere with your sleep, you can break away from constantly worrying by learning to calm your mind with a variety of techniques. Throughout my speech today, I will first talk about the differences between normal and GED worrying. Then I'll talk about the symptoms to identify GED, and lastly, I will talk about the techniques to help ease your mind. So I'm going to start off by telling you about normal and GED worrying. There are many differences between the two. As the article Generalized Anxiety Disorder by Melinda Smith in 2016 states, it's normal to have worries, doubts, and fears, but the difference between normal worrying and GED worrying is that when any worrying involved with GED, it's more persistent, excessive, and destructive. When it comes to normal worry, what it means is that your worries don't get in the way of your daily activities or responsibilities. You're able to control your worries. It doesn't cause significant stress, and it only lasts for a small period of time. In contrast, generalized anxiety disorder is the complete opposite. Your worries do get in the way of your daily activities, as well as your social life. It's uncontrollable. It is very upsetting, as well as stressful. And you tend to worry about everything, and you think about the worst possible outcome. And this tends to last every day for at least 6 months at a time. So now that I talked to you about the differences between the two, I will now talk about the symptoms to identify GED. There are a variety of symptoms to tell if one has GED. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, not everyone experiences the same symptoms. However, everyone experiences a combination of emotional, behavioral, and physical symptoms that all tend to become worse in times of stress. Emotional symptoms include constant worry running through your head. You feel that you can't control those worries, and you can't tolerate the inability. You can't tolerate the unknown, meaning you need to know what's going to happen in the future. Some behavioral symptoms include the inability to relax. You have a difficult time. Concentrating and focusing on things, and you tend to avoid situations that make you anxious. And lastly, some physical symptoms include feeling tense, which often leads to body aches and muscle tightness. You have a difficult time sleeping or staying asleep. You're always edgy, jumpy, and may even experience stomach problems. So now that I've told you about the symptoms of GED, I will now talk about techniques to help calm your mind. To help one from worrying so much, there are relaxation techniques for GED. You could try breathing in deep, which helps because when you are anxious or nervous, you tend to breathe faster. So by taking a deep breath, it'll help you calm yourself down. You could also try meditating because this does help boost the left side of your prefrontal cortex, which is the left side of your brain in charge of feelings. And another way is by getting enough sleep, because by doing this, it makes it easier for you to stay emotionally balanced and can't stop the worrying. And if these techniques don't work, you could also try psychotherapy, which helps those with GAD by teaching them different ways to think, behave, and to behave and to react to fearful situations. And one may even want to take medication, but that doesn't cure the anxiety, but it does help relieve the symptoms. So now that you know about the ways to help stop worrying, I will now start to wrap things up. In my speech today, I talked about the differences between normal and GAD worrying. Then I talked about the symptoms to identify GAD, and lastly, I talked about the techniques to help one ease their mind from worrying. As I mentioned before, GAD may drain your body and interfere with your sleep, but you can break away from constantly worrying by learning to calm your mind with a variety of techniques, as I mentioned. I would like to end my speech by informing you that if at times things may seem difficult, that you must always remember there are always ways to find help and a solution to those problems.